Hello, welcome back to the session on material handling and facilities planning. In this session, we will see the material handling equipment, crane, and the types of crane. A crane is a type of machine generally equipped with a hoist rope, wire ropes or chains, and sheaves that can be used both to lift and lower materials and to move them horizontally. It is mainly used for lifting heavy things and transporting them to other places. The device uses one or more simple machines to create mechanical advantage and thus move load beyond the normal capability of human. These are used in different applications such as in the transport industry for the loading and unloading of freight, in the construction industry for the movement of materials, and in the manufacturing industry for the assembling of heavy equipment. This exists in enormous variety such as the smallest one, that is the jib crane, and the tallest one, that is a tower crane. This figure shows the crane with its parts, and these are the fixer crane, and these cranes can take greater loads and it can reach greater heights. We have this tower crane, and this is available in different forms, that is self-erecting, telescopic, hammerhead, level-upping crane. Then we have this overhead crane, and these are of these types: gantry crane, deck, jib, bulk handling, loader crane, and stacker crane. We will see this tower crane now. The tower crane in general are composed of three main parts, that is the base, the mast or tower, and the slewing unit. The base is the main support of the crane, and it is connected to large concrete foundations that carries the entire weight. The functions of this tower crane are this: the construction crew uses the tower crane to lift the building materials such as steel, and then to lift large tools like acetylene torches and generators. Then these are used to lift wide variety of other building materials. This figure shows the tower crane, the parts of the tower crane. The main part, it is the mast, and here it is the foundation. We have the jib here. At the end of the jib, we are having this trolley and the hoist arrangement. On this side, we are having this counterweight, and then the slewing unit and the cabin. The whole controlling system is here. Now the mast is connected to the base, and it is a supporting structure that gives the crane its height, and it is made of steel trussed sections that are connected together during installations. Now we have the slewing unit. The slewing unit consists of a gear and motor attached to the top of the mast, allowing the crane to rotate along its axis. Now we have this operating cabin. It's above the slewing unit. It consists of operating controls. Then it is a jib. It extends horizontally from the crane. Luffing jib is able to move up and down. A fixed jib has a rolling trolley that runs along the underside to move goods horizontally. Then it is a hook. It is used to connect the material to the crane. It hangs at the end of the thick steel cables that run along the jib to the motor. Now we have the weights here. Large concrete counterweights here we can see are mounted towards the rear of the mast to compensate for the weight of the good lifted. It hangs at the end of the thick steel cables that run along the jib to the motor. Now we will see the overhead crane. Overhead crane cover a rectangular area moving a load side to side and backward and forward. The lifting device called a hoist is mounted on a trolley for horizontal movement across a bridge beam connected to one or more horizontal girders which are supported at either end by end trucks. The end trucks are attached at right angles to the girders and move on fixed runways. And these cranes can be powered manually or by electricity, or it can be air powered. And these are the different types of overhead crane: single girder, double girder, box girder, truss girder, I-beam, straddle, tower and stacker crane. And this shows the overhead crane. Now, it is a machine that allows us to lift and move heavy material from one location to another in a precise manner. This figure shows an overhead crane with its parts. We can see the bridge, the trolley, the end trucks and runway beams, etc. So the main parts are hook, hoist, trolley, top running, bridge, runway, runway rail or tracks and end trucks. A hoist, it is what makes the lift and hold, raise or lowers the load using wire rope or chain. Hoist can be powered manually or with electricity or with compressed air. Then the trolley supports the hoist and moves horizontally along the crane bridge to position the hoist and hook prior to picking up or lowering the load. Then we have the bridge, a load bearing beam that runs the width of the building, and this is a primary structural component that connects the runway and moves the hoist forward and backward using a trolley. A bridge can be comprised of one or two beams. Then runway, it is what the bridge crane travels on to move the crane up and down the base. Then the end trucks, it is located on either side of the bridge. The end trucks move the bridge up and down the runway utilizing a series of wheels that ride on the rail. Each end truck can have a configuration of 2, 4 or 8 wheels based on the crane's capacity. Then we have this gantry crane. A gantry crane is a type of overhead crane with a single or double girder configuration supported by freestanding legs that moves on wheels or along a track or rail system. Gantry cranes are usually considered when there is a reason not to incorporate an overhead runway system. These are typically used for an outdoor application or below an existing overhead bridge crane system. And larger gantry systems may run on a rail or track embedded in the ground. Then this figure shows a gantry crane with its parts. So these are the supporting leg and the trolley. And so in this session we have seen the crane and different types of crane which are used for lifting and lowering heavy materials. Thank you.